How are we getting on, folks? Look, I think it's safe to say today was definitely the best day that I've had in quite some time in Ballinrobe. Um, for those who followed, well done. It was a great day. Really, there was only one or two that really disappointed, and those came in the 5 o'clock and the 5:30. Both didn't really run their shape or form, and obviously one of them being the nap of the day, I was extremely disappointed in. But um, look at what's done is done. We had a 16-1 each way come third. Like I said, the nap Pan Beach didn't show his true colors there today. Possibly one to be avoiding in the future. No memory, just didn't really get home. And the rest was history. Then Patron comes in at 8-1. I put up what was the name of the horse? It's a real long name of a horse now. Come to think of it, just gone off the top of my head. Young Ned of the Hill. Then following up on that, then Rare Connor 8-1 tipped up. Just got nabbed on the line. Darrow O'Keefe followed that up with a lovely win on the next best with Great Can. And actually the third horse that didn't perform was Memorable Dacia. But overall, we're fairly happy. We're in profit, and really we can't complain too much more about it. Moving on to tomorrow, and I will be covering both Ballinrobe and Tipperary. So double trouble or double delight. You pick the choice. Some nice prices in here, some good each way value. More Tipperary end of things is the more value end of things, but we will crack on with Ballinrobe. It's at the top of the list for the race and post, so it's going to make it an awful lot easier for me. Anyway, the first race off in Ballinrobe, Royal Rendezvous kickstarts today at 8-13 favourite, and realistically, it's not necessarily a price that I would be going against, but not necessarily one that I'd be going for either. Royal Rendezvous is the most likely winner of this particular race. It's a very weak contest. Royal Rendezvous was second in the Galway plate last year. He will handle the ground. He will handle it over hurdles. He's on a fairly nice mark. He's rated 153 over fences, and realistically, that is miles clear of the rest of the field. He should be winning this at a wide margin if he's any good over hurdles. Now, moving on into the 5:15, and although we did side with Willie Mullins in the first, we'll be going against him in the next simply because he put in such a disappointing run the last time out. I know he's well bred, he's well thought of, and everything else like that, but he just doesn't do it for me. And personally speaking, I think Smokey the Bandit, for Denise Foster and Brian Cooper, coming in here at 5-2 looks to be the one they all have to beat. And realistically, has the form in the book, has come second and third in his last couple of runs. The second was against Mercury Lane, very well thought of for Paul Nolan. Obviously, Paul has started to get back into the run of things as well. He was well beaten that particular day, nearly 30 lengths that day, but came much closer when only 12 lengths behind Captain Kangaroo, who was behind Winter Fog as well. So Captain Kangaroo obviously beat Kilcruit, or Kilcrut, as they say, in the horse's bumper debut in Clonmel last year, actually the last day before the lockdown kicked in. So realistically, if putting up that form, I don't think this Rumoroso is anywhere close to Kilcrut. He should be technically well able to throw, I suppose, turn over the form and really set the world alight in this particular race. 5:45 then, and this is the first each way of the day in Ballinrobe. It's a horse that I've been following for quite some time. It's a horse that's broken my heart more often than not, but we will be siding with the clear trainer, Noel Lynn and Barry Brown, claiming £3. I think this lad is going to be the key for this horse's success. Currently priced at 8-1. I think it's definitely well worth considering. When you look at the weightings back, 10-2 with £3 claimed off, so that makes it in around 9 stone 13. Realistically, that should be more than enough and more well weighted than most in here to really come in at, I suppose, a nice each way shout. He's been beaten favourite on both occasions, so he has been well thought of. I'd expect him to be well backed in again now tomorrow, providing that the same faith is still in him. I know there's going to be an awful lot of people that wouldn't have as much faith in him, but we're going to keep siding with him. I think the ground is definitely going to suit. He loves heavy ground. The day he won an ace was bog heavy. I think the last day he got to the front too soon in Tipperary. He just, I suppose, pulled his way to the front, and I suspect Barry Brown is going to pull him up at the back and keep him parked there and parked among horses. It's a tight enough track. It's a fairly galloping track, Ballinrobe, so there's going to be an awful lot of pace on. Then those ones in front are going to die off a slow death in these sorts of races, when the ground is going to be so heavy and when the ground is going to be so testing. The front runners generally are dying off coming around the last bend or last two bends. And realistically, that should be where we see this horse start making a move. I don't want to see this horse getting to the front until the line comes. He tends to drag his way to the front and pull his way to the front, and he seems to be a bit of a, I'm not going to say a bit of a pig, but he's just got a bit of an attitude where he downs his tools when he gets to the front. And there's some horses like that. You just need to be patient with them and ride them patiently. And I think if Barry Brown rides this horse a bit more patient than Jack Gilligan the last day, I think we're on a winner here at 8-1. Now, moving on then to the next race, then the 6:15, and it's a wide open race here. The favourite, I would definitely be siding against Chelsea's Friend, pulled up in the last couple of occasions. I don't think that's definitely form to be jumping in on board. I'm looking down more so at Get Far, who was third last time out at a very, very good, a good opportunity, let's just say, the last day. When in Ballinrobe, so we know he handles the ground. I know Pinot Boy, he's coming up against him here, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, he gets weight off him. No, he doesn't. He actually still has to give weight away. So I might be tempted to change my mind. But look, no, it was his first run of the season. Pinot Boy is a 2. So yeah, I think I'm going to stick to Get Far, providing that he does improve a little bit more than what he already has done and come on for the run, basically. I think he is definite value there at 5-1, and he should take plenty of beating. In fact, I'm going to hold him as the next best of the day in Ballinrobe. Now, moving on into the 6:45. And it's a tricky one here. Darragh O'Keefe has been talking on Racing TV there today, saying that Esther's Marvel is one of his main fancies for tomorrow, but I don't know. I think on good ground is definitely where this horse is best. Is nowhere near good or close to being good. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be real tacky, mucky weather. Captain Jimmy is currently priced at 15-2 when second last time out in Ballinrobe behind Gallant de Vauxhall. I know it was 12 lengths behind that particular day, but at 15-2, it's at an each way price from Pat Kelly, only literally up the road. Well, technically up the road. He's in the neighbouring county, but likes to get his winners around here, Pat Kelly. Coming in under the radar here a little bit. He hasn't necessarily had the form he once had with the likes of Present and Percy, but Paul Cawley on board claiming £7. I think that's going to be the key. Each way aspect and definitely each way value here. Moving on then to the 7:15, and this one here holds the nap of the day. You Say Nothing for Gavin Cromwell and John or JB Keane. Claiming £5. I can honestly say this horse is very, very exciting here. 5-1, nap of the day. I cannot see this horse being beaten, providing he does keep the form over a chasing fence than he did over hurdles. Front running tactic, absolutely handles heavy ground. He's going to set off from the front. He's going to try and gallop these horses into submission. Providing he does that and providing he jumps the fence as well, I cannot see a horse coming even close to laying a glove on him. I think he's bang there. I think he's bang on 5-1. I think he's absolutely incredible value and should take loads and loads of stopping. Realistically, looks to be the one they all have to beat. 7:45, then the Mayo National, and we will be avoiding this because it's my patron pick of the day. And honestly, I cannot see this horse being beaten 100%. Moving on then to the 8:15, and we will be siding with Holmes St. George for Stuart Crawford and Ben Crawford, claiming £7. I think this one here is potentially very, very interesting. Coming from the Stuart Crawford team, they're coming a fair distance down from, I think it's Antrim. They're coming down from, they're up the north of Ireland anyway. Obviously, it's very, very interesting. He's put up some nice bumper winners there in the past couple of weeks. Had a very, very nice bumper winner there recently enough as well. Where it was is after evading me now. But I think if this horse can really show his true worth, and I suppose with the money down already, being back from 5-1 into 7-4, providing it is coming from the yard and providing it is coming from, let's just say Simon Muneer and Isaac Swade's pocket, look, it's there for the take, and it costs 50,000 as a 3-year-old. They wouldn't be paying 50,000 if it wasn't worth it. Realistically, I think it's a nice opener for it. I think it could be one that's going to be a potentially nice sort in the future and should take plenty of stopping, providing in the same form as some of its stablemates in the past. Now, moving on then to Tipperary. Some nice racing in here tomorrow, some nice each way value, and definitely for, let's just say, the each way punter is definitely a course that I would be siding with. First race off the 125, and hot on my heels comes in here for Enda Bulger. It's a tricky one. I'm not really sure what to make of it. Is it worth 9-4? I don't think so. Instead, I will be going with an each way play with Do This Like This at 25-1 for John McConnell and Simon Torrance, claiming £3. I think this one here is definitely very, very interesting. When you look at the run it had in Navan last time out, when 7th behind Kilcrut, Killer Mode, Ballycairn, Knockmylan, Gaelic de Chassis, Alco Rouge. It was only 3.25 lengths behind Alco Rouge that particular day. And since then, Alco Rouge has gone on to come third in a maiden hurdle, win its maiden hurdle in Navan, and 6th of 7, I think that was in a listed event. It was a grade 3 event. So to come 3.5 lengths behind, or 3.25 lengths behind Alco Rouge that particular day, it definitely speaks volumes for this horse's chance. Is there a horse in here that's going to run to a graded level? I don't think so. Is there a horse that'll be able to put it up to something of graded level? Again, I don't think so. I think 25-1, great each way play. If it comes on any way, shape, or form over, I suppose, from its last run, let's just say, and providing it does handle this heavier ground, I think it's reading heavy, soft to heavy in Tipperary tomorrow. I think it's definitely well worth an each way play, and I want to wish the very best of luck to Kieran Looney and all those involved in the Horse Racing Buddy Club, Andrew Blair White as well, one of the followers of the page. Moving on then to the 2 o'clock. This one here is going to hold a nap of the day, and for me, I don't think Cotty is going to get in. It's third reserve. It's odds-on favourite. In terms of a nap of the day, I'm taking a bit of a risk. And I'm going to go with Believe Jack for Elmarie Holden and Dennis O'Regan, currently priced at 9-4. If Cotty gets taken out of this race, this horse is going to be odds-on. It's simple as that. And it wouldn't necessarily take a hell of a lot for Cotty to be taken out. All it'll have to be is two horses or less not to be taken out of the race, and therefore Cotty is immediately taken out. I think 9-4 is definitely value there if you get on board and Cotty, say, is taken out of the race. If I'm not mistaken, the fact that Cotty is a reserve, I don't think that's going to affect the Rule 4. Now, I could be totally wrong, but I think 9-4 at the moment, you're definitely going to be looking at an odds-on shot here. If this horse does get taken out, let's just say Cotty. If Cotty stays in, I think she's going to be a very, very hard horse to beat. But I'm not going to be going in on her when I can get a horse next in the market that's already declared to run at 9-4. You're taking a risk going with her, and you're risking not getting the better price at 9-4 for Believe Jack. I just think it's very interesting. Look, I could be totally wrong, but there you have it. Moving on into the 235, and this one here is going to be another big price each way. Otzi is definitely very, very interesting on this sort of ground. When you look at its run, when 4th of 11th in Punchestown behind Low Light of Fields, it's not in it. Food Diligence ahead of Brackland Princess. One Night More, I Hope. There we have it. Sky Tenor, Trevenna, The Great White, Fast Bender, and Oscar Romero. If putting it up to that sort of form, this horse is coming in here with a live chance. And I think if you're going to be going for it, go for it now and go for it each way, because you're nearly guaranteed a fairly decent run. Andrew McNamara as a trainer is 1 from 2 in the last 2 weeks, so he's running off a 50% strike rate. TJ Kelly is not necessarily doing the same thing, but he's got a couple of well-fancied rides, so he could be turning that around. I think it's definitely very, very interesting. Just going back to Otzi, what way does he run? Just going back the last day. Towards rear, there we have it. Look at it. It's going to be well suited to Tipperary. Held up at the back, come there with a late run, has about 2 or 3 furlongs of a straight to make up the yardage and make up the time, and come with a one late surge with a wet sail, and bang, there you have it. We could have a 16-1 winner. I think it's definitely well within his rights and well within his cards to come in here with a realistic good chance. Moving on then to the 310, and this one here I will be siding with John J. Walsh and Philip Enright. Joanna Yates at 9-2. I think this one here is definitely very, very interesting. Obviously, Philip Enright is a man in serious form. He's been putting up some good winners recently. He said he has got a few nice sorts tomorrow, in particularly one we will be coming on to later on in the day. But Joanna Yates, 3rd the time before last, 5th last time out. Fairly nice pipe opener in terms of what it's done. Obviously the 3rd was probably his best run, 6.5 lengths behind Different Beat and Shantou Warrior, ahead of Golden Glen, Balcos, Brackland Princess, Duca de Milano, Lily Lightfoot, It's the Way Forward, Christmas Jumper, Springfield Lodge, Lila Garrity, Derby de Tay, Justice Jim, Peter Pat. The rest didn't run or didn't finish. Then the next time out, 5th behind Oscar Romero, Pinot Boy, Get Far, Brosna Rocco. Obviously, look at if Pinot Boy or where's the horse I was looking at here? Get Far puts in a good run in Ballinrobe. This one here is definitely coming in here with a realistic good chance. I think it's going to be well suited. John Walsh is 1 from 6, so 17%. Philip Enright has 1 from 9, which is 11%. I think that's definitely well interesting, and at a price of 9-2 is definitely going to hold the next best of the day for me in Tipperary. 345 then, and this one here, we talked about Philip Enright. I'm going to be hoping he's going to do a quick fire double. Carawan was Philip Enright's best chance of the day, currently priced at 16-1. You heard it from the man himself there today after his win, just beating our Connor. Or what was the name of the horse? Rare Connor, not our Connor. Yeah, it's definitely interesting when a jockey comes out and says that this lad here is his best chance of the day. 16-1. definitely well worth a play each way. I think coming from the Brian McMahon yard, obviously, look at he wants better ground, but the fact that Philip Enright said it, the way he's going at home, he's going to be a very, very hard horse to stop. I think 16-1 is great value, and I'm definitely going to be having a bit of a sly each way on that one. Moving on then to the next race. We're actually going to go 3 races here that are going to be no bets. Sovereign Gold in the 420, Recite a Prayer in the 455, and 530, the future or the next year's champion bumper winner. I said it here first. Classic Getaway at 2-9. You'd want to be fairly hard up backing them horses, but look at if you want to do it, I suppose there's no harm putting them in a treble, obviously, with Sovereign Gold. Sovereign Gold is hopefully going to be a runaway winner. I was there today when he won in Thurles in similar enough ground conditions, similar weather, real wet, murky weather. And this horse pulled hard on the bridle for Davy Russell. He won by about 30 lengths that particular day. Really jumped well, is going to be well suited to the track and well suited to conditions. Obviously coming back in form with a second last time out. Definitely very, very interesting. Recite a Prayer 4-9. It's raced against Better Company, coming down massively in class here. I think it's going to be a very, very hard horse to stop. I think you're hard up betting against him, but I think you're hard up betting with him as well. And finally then the 530, like I said, next year's champion bumper winner. Currently 12-1 on Bet365 for the champion bumper. Coming from connections that have won the last 2, I definitely think it's going to be very, very interesting. Or the last 3 now with Violin, Fernie Hollow, and Sir Gerhard. So they're going for a 4-timer in the champion bumper. You heard it here first. Sneaky Getaway, or Classic Getaway, let's just say, is going to win now tomorrow. But best of luck for those who are going to be following tomorrow. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. For those who want to sign up to Patreon, I would be advising to wait until next month. 1st of June is the day to sign up. I leave a link in the description below. For the sake of a tenner, we do put out some very, very good tips. Obviously, I had an 8-1 winner there today. Ryan had a 5-2 winner, so that's 2 from 2. So we had a full house, clean sweep. Ryan has been in serious form. Winners the last 3 days: 8-1, 3-1, and 5-2. And then with my 8-1 winner then as well there today. So that's definitely money well spent for members. But like I said, I leave a link in the description below. Best of luck tomorrow for those who will be betting. Same tactic as usual. Go easy in Ballinrobe tomorrow. If you're going to be having a bet, I'd be more siding to Tipperary, just going on my strike rate. But I had such a good day in Ballinrobe there today. Who knows? I could be turning the corner there as well. But look, I'm going to leave it there. Best of luck tomorrow if you're going to be having a bet. And please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing as well.